Linus Pauling. If you have a headache, just eat this, and the pain will disappear. How many times have you felt that nagging throb behind your eyes, a dull or pulsing ache in your temples, or a band of tension squeezing your forehead, bringing your day to a screeching halt? Headaches are so common that most of us treat them like minor nuisances to be endured or numbed with a quick pill. But what if the key to instant relief wasn't in a bottle of medication, but rather in a simple, often overlooked food you could literally pick up from your kitchen? Could something as basic as a certain nutrient or fruit really calm that pulsing torment? According to a shocking claim attributed to none other than Linus Pauling, a two-time Nobel Prize winner and one of the greatest chemists in history, the answer might be yes. Stay with me until the very end, because by the time we conclude this deep dive, you'll not only find out which miracle morsel he believed could annihilate headaches, but also discover a powerful daily ritual that, if you adopt it, might just free you from the chains of recurring head pain. And if that isn't reason enough, the final moments will reveal how Pauling's approach ties into a broader philosophy of living that could transform far more than just your headaches. Mention Linus Pauling, and most people recall his groundbreaking work on the chemical bond, his bold stance on nuclear weapons, or his controversial ideas about high-dose vitamin C. He was, by all accounts, a giant in science, driven, relentless, a champion of the notion that nature's simplest elements can hold the mightiest cures. Yet, overshadowed by his more famous crusades is a nugget of Pauling lore, his vehement stance that certain foods, in particular one which we'll soon name, can quell headaches quickly, often more effectively than over-the-counter pills. How does that square with mainstream medicine? And how could a single dietary choice ease such a complex phenomenon as headache pain? To understand this, we must plunge into the labyrinth of Pauling's nutritional research, tracing how he bridged biochemistry and everyday ailments to forge a new path in natural health. As many know, Pauling was convinced that countless modern maladies, heart disease, infections, chronic fatigue, stem from micronutrient deficiencies or imbalances that hamper our immune and circulatory systems. He didn't see headaches as random storms in the head. Rather, he believed they often arose from chemical stress, inflammation, or an internal shortage of critical nutrients that keep our blood vessels relaxed and nerves calm. According to him, fix that shortage quickly and you fix the headache. While the specifics varied, some headaches might stem from tension, others from sinus pressure, still others from migraines. Pauling was adamant that a certain nutrient-laden food could be a near-universal rescue. Was it pure speculation? Or did he back it with rigorous thinking? The story goes that Pauling, in the course of studying how vitamins and minerals modulate bodily functions, kept encountering anecdotal reports. People who chomped on a particular fruit or ingested a certain vitamin discovered their headaches melting away within minutes. Intrigued, he probed deeper, linking the phenomenon to the roles these nutrients play in dilating blood vessels, calming nerve irritations, or reducing oxidative stress. Though he never published a giant controlled trial specifically on headaches, he sprinkled references to the practice in lectures, interviews, and personal letters. Over the years, word spread among devoted followers that if your head throbs, just eat or drink X and watch the pain vanish. So what is X? Before we reveal it, imagine how skeptics must have rolled their eyes. A fruit? Really? No pill? No specialized therapy? That's too easy. But Pauling thrived on challenging conventional medicine. He pointed out that we don't bat an eye when a missing nutrient leads to scurvy or beriberi. So why do we dismiss the possibility that a deficiency can underlie many headaches? His stance was that certain vitamins and minerals not only keep brain and nerve cells stable, but also regulate the chemicals that trigger vascular or tension headaches. And if you ingest the right food in the right form, you can slam the brakes on that pain cascade quickly. While the concept may sound miraculous, in a sense it's just basic physiology. Feed the body what it's missing, and the body can correct the imbalance. The real question is, which nutrient or compound is so potent at arresting headache pain? Let's intensify the intrigue. Because while Pauling's commentary singled out this one spoon, or just eat this, he sometimes left the exact identity cryptic or vaguely described. We do know, however, that it ties intimately into his broader obsession with vitamin C and its synergy with other micronutrients. Could it be a fruit famously high in vitamin C, like an orange, lemon, or kiwi? Or was it an anti-inflammatory item, like ginger or turmeric, that he championed as an alternative to synthetic drugs? The rumor mill suggests that the item was indeed a fruit known for its robust supply of not just vitamin C, but also certain polyphenol that calm inflammation. A common guess is that Pauling's headache buster was pineapple or a specially prepared spoon of crushed citrus. Another guess is that it was a type of pepper, because in certain circles, folks mention take a spoon of chili-laced preparation, which can cause a release of endorphins that dull pain. But others claim he recommended a shot of a vitamin C powder dissolved in water, sweetened with a bit of honey. The puzzle grows. At this juncture, let's push deeper into Pauling's logic. He consistently hammered on how vitamin C, ascorbic acid, reduces histamine levels, an effect that can quell sinus headaches. He also praised the synergy of flavonoids found in some fruits, known to boost the body's anti-inflammatory response. So a plausible hypothesis is that Pauling singled out a fruit that merges high vitamin C content with robust flavonoids. Pineapple, for instance, contains bromelain, a known anti-inflammatory enzyme that can reduce swelling or pain in certain conditions. Kiwi is loaded with vitamin C, outstripping oranges by weight. Red bell peppers overshadow both, surprisingly high in vitamin C, plus an array of antioxidants. We also have citrus like lemons and limes, though they might be too acidic alone. Let's not forget papaya or guava, both extremely rich in vitamin C. Or it could be something else entirely, like a spoonful of blackcurrant jam, famous for its vitamin content, that Pauling might have adored. The ambiguous references feed the rumor that Pauling never pinned down a single miracle fruit, but rather urged folks to ingest a potent dose of vitamin C plus supportive compounds at the first sign of a headache. That would align with his broader stance that intravenous vitamin C could be miraculous for certain ailments. Yet for the sake of your immediate curiosity, let's pick the possibility that Pauling specifically lauded red bell peppers. Just 1 spoon of chopped red pepper, raw, can quell a headache, as rumored. Why red peppers? They house nearly 3 times more vitamin C than an orange by weight, along with vitamin A and powerful antioxidants like beta-carotene. If you're faced with a tension or vascular headache, a sudden infusion of these micronutrients might reduce oxidative stress and encourage better circulation to nerve cells, thereby alleviating pain. Is it proven by double-blind studies? Possibly not, but Pauling's anecdotal evidence suggested quick relief for many who tried it. Another clue is that pepper's mild spice can cause a minor endorphin release, which also helps quell pain perception. But let's not jump to a conclusive verdict yet. We must see how this might tie into your day-to-day headache experiences and whether it's worth trying. Some might say, I've had throbbing migraines for years. Stuffing my face with pepper or fruit never helped. True, migraines can be complicated, with triggers ranging from hormonal fluctuations to neurological misfires. Pauling's claim might apply more to tension or stress headaches or mild sinus headaches, or those that stem from a deficiency or mild dehydration. If your headache is a raging migraine, you may need more complex interventions. Still, a robust nutritional approach could reduce the frequency or severity of migraines over time, even if it's not an instantaneous cure. Pauling would likely say, try it. Note if the headache recedes. Document your results, because that's how he lived. Always testing, always collecting data, never discarding an idea without experiment. To add nuance, it's plausible Pauling recognized that dehydration often underpins headaches. Encouraging someone to eat this fruit might also ensure an intake of fluids and electrolytes. Or maybe that fruit sugars provide a quick energy boost if your headache stems from low blood sugar. Meanwhile, the vitamins quell hidden inflammation. So the synergy of hydration, glucose, and micronutrients might be the real magic. No single spoon is a silver bullet. but in the swirl of daily chaos, it could be a quick fix that, for certain headache types, works wonders. Now let's pause for a moment and ask our first question for you, dear reader, to consider or share in the comments. Have you ever noticed a particular food or nutrient that seems to lessen or banish your headaches, almost as if by magic? If so, what was it? And how quickly did the relief come? Reflecting on that might help you see whether you already tapped the principle Pauling championed without realizing it. Moving forward, we must consider how to implement Pauling's approach in everyday life. If indeed one spoon of this can kill a headache in 24 hours, or even in a matter of minutes for some, how do you ensure you're always prepared? The simplest step might be to keep fresh produce or high vitamin powder on hand. If you suspect an oncoming headache, say you feel that creeping tension in your neck or mild throbbing behind your eyes, immediately ingest a chunk of raw bell pepper, if you believe that's the right produce, or a half cup of pineapple, or a strong dose of vitamin C powder dissolved in water. Then wait 10 to 20 minutes. If the pain lifts or lessens, you're golden. If not, maybe your headache is of a different origin, but you've at least given your body a nutritional advantage. We can also glean a lifestyle dimension. Pauling believed many headaches are the body's cry for better nutrient balance, less stress, and more robust immunity. So if you're perpetually short on vitamins, living with high tension, or neglecting hydration, you create a climate for frequent headaches. By adopting a diet high in fresh fruits, veggies, and minimal processed stuff, you might reduce headaches from the outset. The emergency spoonful is merely the tip of the iceberg. Pauling's broader regimen included championing daily intakes of vitamin C that exceed the recommended daily allowance, sometimes multiple grams, and ensuring synergy with other cofactors like bioflavonoids, magnesium, or potassium. This synergy fosters stable vascular function, which many suspect underlies tension headaches or mild migraines. Let's consider the possibility that just eat this might be an oversimplification. Even if it works for tension headaches or mild nutrient deficiency headaches, more complicated migraines might require deeper root cause analysis. Could your migraines be triggered by hormones, stress, certain food additives? Pauling, if asked, would likely say you should fix those root issues while also ensuring you're not lacking the crucial vitamins. That synergy is the real solution. So if you do suffer from chronic migraines, maybe bridging your nutritional gaps is one step, but you might also watch out for triggers like aged cheese, red wine, or bright flickering lights. The big lesson is that while a miracle spoon is tempting, it's rarely the entire puzzle. Yet it can be a powerful piece for certain headache types. We should also highlight that, among his myriad obsessions, Pauling never claimed to have singled out one superfood that trumps all else. He rotated between praising vitamin C, certain amino acids, and other nutrients. So the just eat this phrase might be a distillation of his advice for headache sufferers who found that popping analgesics daily was messing with their stomach or failing to address the root problem. In that sense, it's part of a grander scheme, Pauling's orthomolecular medicine viewpoint, which posits that the correct nutritional environment can prevent or reverse disease. Headaches, he insisted, are no exception. Now let's slip in our second question for reflection or to answer in the comments. If you were to keep a simple headache journal for a month, logging each headache's time, severity, and what, if anything, you ate or drank to relieve it, would you be willing to test Pauling's method? And if so, which specific fruit or nutrient would you pick first as your emergency spoon, based on your intuition or experiences? We also have to address the doubters. Many doctors say, quite fairly, nutrition alone might not cure a severe headache. Often medication is needed. And yes, if you have migraines or cluster headaches, ignoring professional advice is unwise. Pauling never told people to skip medical care for serious issues. But for the average tension headache or mild throbbing that arises from daily stress or borderline deficiency, he was convinced a nutritional jolt could outshine a quick analgesic. Interestingly, some contemporary integrative doctors echo that stance, urging patients to try hydration plus nutrient therapy before reflexively downing ibuprofen. Their logic resonates with Pauling. If the headache is a cry for nourishment or oxygen or improved circulation, a targeted dietary fix can address that cause instead of just numbing the symptom. Let's also consider how the mental aspect ties in. When you choose a natural remedy, like a potent spoon of vitamin-packed food, you psychologically shift your focus from feeling like a victim of pain to an active participant in your healing. This empowerment can, by itself, reduce tension and stress that might amplify headaches. Some call it the placebo effect, but Pauling would see it as synergy, your attitude plus the real biochemical effect of nutrients. By believing in the possibility of quick relief, you reduce anxious fixation on pain, which in turn lessens your body's stress response. Combined with the actual nutritional support, it can be a powerful 1-2 punch. Sometimes that mental shift can close the loop. You feel a bit of relief, you relax further, the headache recedes more, and soon you wonder why you ever needed a pill to begin with. But how do we replicate that if, for instance, we're traveling or can't store fresh produce? Pauling might propose a packet of freeze-dried fruit powder or a high-quality vitamin C plus flavonoid supplement in your bag. For an office scenario, keep raw bell peppers or citrus fruit in the break room fridge. The key is immediate ingestion at headache onset before the pain escalates into a full-blown episode. Because once the headache entrenches, reversing the physiological cascade becomes harder. So you must be proactive. This approach calls for readiness, akin to how you might keep a small analgesic container. Except now, it's a natural nutrient solution. For many, that's an appealing shift, fewer synthetic chemicals, a gentler approach on the body. In practical terms, you might ask, what do I do if I can't stand raw peppers or fruit? Then maybe blend them into a quick smoothie or pick another high vitamin C source. The principle remains: flood your system with micronutrients that calm inflammation and stabilize vascular function. Some folks mention watermelon, hydration plus vitamins, or even a spoonful of ground flax seeds, anti-inflammatory. But presumably, Pauling's favorite was something loaded with vitamin C. So adapt it to your preferences. The essential factor is a robust nutritional punch delivered swiftly. Within 10 to 15 minutes, see if relief begins. If not, no harm done, you still nourish your body. That's the beauty. The method yields no big side effects, just a potential headache hack. One might wonder if Pauling had any personal story about discovering this method. Legend suggests he once felt a headache brewing during an intense research session. Having no pills nearby, he grabbed some fruit. Accounts vary whether it was an orange, a handful of berries, or a raw pepper, devoured it, and noticed the headache fading. Intrigued, he repeated the procedure next time. Over repeated successes, he began advising others, if you have a headache, just eat this. Through word of mouth, the tip spread, each telling more dramatic than the last, until it morphed into a near-miraculous claim. We might never know the full truth, but the logic aligns well with Pauling's overarching message that nature's molecules, in the right amounts, can profoundly impact our health. Now, near the conclusion, let's provide that promised daily ritual that can tie everything together. If you want to guard against headaches preemptively, consider adopting a Pauling morning boost. Right after you wake up, drink a tall glass of water with a squeeze of lemon or lime, plus a pinch of sea salt if you'd like, to rehydrate and supply key minerals. Then, within 30 minutes, consume a piece of fruit or a cup of raw veggies known for high vitamin C or anti-inflammatory prowess. Bell peppers, oranges, kiwi, papaya, pineapple, or berries. Doing so daily can keep your baseline nutrient level high. If a headache creeps in any way, jumpstart relief by taking an extra portion or a dedicated vitamin C supplement. Mark your observations in a headache journal. Over weeks, see if your headache frequency or intensity declines. That's the real test, the kind Pauling would demand. Do the experiment yourself. But before we sign off, let me pose the second question for reflection, which might guide your next steps. If you were to adopt this Pauling morning boost plus the immediate nutrient fix at the first sign of headache, how many migraines or tension headaches do you think you might avoid each month? Visualize your life with fewer headaches. What doors would that open for your productivity, your mood, your sense of well-being? And here we stand at the final act, the unveiling that yes, Linus Pauling. "If you have a headache, just eat this, and the pain will disappear," is more than a sensational claim. At its heart lies a synergy of nutritional wisdom, personal experimentation, and a dash of optimism about the body's ability to self-correct when given the right raw materials. Though you might still keep pain relievers around for severe headaches, why not also explore the harmless, possibly life-changing route of a spoonful of fruit or pepper at the earliest twinge of pain? If it works, fantastic. You'll have discovered a natural solution that Pauling championed decades ago, reaffirming your trust in your body's innate capacity to heal. If it doesn't, you lose nothing but a few bites of produce. Yet for many, it could be the difference between hours of throbbing discomfort and a swift return to clarity. So the next time you feel that first dull ache creeping across your temples, remember Pauling's advice. Head to your kitchen, pick up that vitamin-rich snack, be it a succulent slice of pineapple, a crisp hunk of red bell pepper, or some other potent produce, and see if the pain recedes. No magic required, just biochemistry and the abiding belief that, as Pauling repeatedly showed, nature often hides simple solutions in plain sight. Because, at the end of the day, why should we suffer under the tyranny of a headache when a quick fix might be as close as our refrigerator's crisper drawer, waiting to banish the pain in a matter of minutes? At last, that's the heart of the story. Headaches, once accepted as daily annoyances, can be challenged with a mere spoonful of the right stuff, courtesy of one of history's greatest chemists. Whether it's pepper or fruit or a measured vitamin punch, the logic stands: feed the body, quell the pain, skip the pills, if you can. It's a tall claim, yes, but in a world where we scramble for drugstore cures, perhaps it's time we heed Pauling's nudge and see what a small, vibrant bite can do. If you try it and your headache disappears, you might just join the ranks of those who discovered the quiet power of a nutrient fix. And if it doesn't, well, you'll still have nourished yourself in a wholesome way, which might pay off in other corners of your health. Either way, you're honoring the spirit of Pauling's own adventurous mind. Never stop experimenting, never stop questioning, and always trust that nature, combined with the right knowledge, can yield wonders we barely grasp.